And roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Sandu,
Here.
Councilmember Papineau,
Here.
Councilmember Farmer, Councilmember Lozano,
Here.
Mayor Vandenberg.
Here. Next is the silent prayer, followed by the flag salute. Madam Clerk, would you read the replay statement, please?
This meeting of the Galt City Council will be cablecast on Metro Cable 14, the local government affairs channel, on the Comcast Consolidated Communications and AT&T Uverse cable systems. The meeting is closed caption and webcast at metro14live.saccounty.gov. Today's meeting replays Friday, September 22nd at 9 a.m. and Saturday, September 23rd at 9 a.m. This meeting can also be viewed at youtube.com/MetroCable14.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next is agenda approvals, additions, and/or deletions. How does it please the council? Seeing nothing, we'll move on to presentations. Presentations for former Mayor Barbara Payne / City Manager.
Mr. Mayor, I am excited that Ms. Payne is here and joining us tonight, and I'm going to turn it over to you to recognize her formally by the Galt City Council.
Thank you, sir. Barbara Payne, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your kind advice when I started out my campaign. I can tell you it was quite accurate. And I appreciate your advice. It has served me quite well the entire time I have served. So I'm assuming these are for her.
Opportunity to work with the staff and the people to try to make our community even better. And I'd like to say that I am so happy to see some of the projects that I was able to work on. The Galt Community of Character Coalition is still going on. And I think it's, especially today, it's so important that we recognize the things that we value. One of the things that has always been close to my heart has been the youth, and the fact that we still have our youth commission continuing. I think it's so important for our youth to feel like they are a part of the future, especially now when there are so many distractions. The little community garden that I had the pleasure of visiting with a lot of friends and everything, I'm so thankful to the council for allowing us to start that little garden. It meant, and Armando was so supportive when we came up with the idea. And today I was out there and we had such a diverse group there. There were gardeners from, hope I'm saying it right, Zimbabwe, Africa. We had people from India, and we were all in harmony. as well as the youth. The fact that our Head Start school has come out there and been a part of that garden. Again, the youth, when you get involved in the earth, it gives you a new perspective of everything. I just think it was just such a privilege that I was able to sit up there for a while with you all, and I felt like I had the support of the staff and the community. And my only thing that I would leave in saying to you is anything that I was able to accomplish, including the express bus, which I was so happy that we are able to take some cars off the highway, put people in something that's comfortable and successful. All of that came from listening to the people to find out what they wanted. And so that would be the only advice I would leave is listen, and there are so many opportunities out there for you to make a difference. And the rewards that I received from being a part of your group means more than anything that I could have contributed. So thank you again, Armando, for all your support with our whatever we wanted to do in the parks, and we had lots of things. I had my I Love Galt t-shirt on today where we went out to the parks, and we actually gave them away so that the parks would feel pride in their neighborhood. I think Armando's one of the few of the staff members that I still recognize, but Armando, all the times we spent working together, I do appreciate it. And again, thank you for the opportunity. The rewards were all mine. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And as I find my way back, perhaps the other council members would like to say a few words.
Yeah, just real quick. Barbara, thank you for your years of service, not only up here as a councilwoman and mayor, but also your service in the community through Rotary and other organizations. Greatly appreciated. We miss you, and anytime you want to come back, we have a home here for you, I'm sure. Thanks.
Thank you. I would like to few words. First of all, I wanted to acknowledge my long-term friend, Barbara Payne, former mayor in this city. She's a community leader. She did too many years, lot of years for community service and for the city. And I would like to mention, today I get the opportunity, back in 2012, I was not in the politician. She came to my office and she asked me, Paul, do you want to be a planning commission? In the beginning, I denied. I said, no, I'm satisfied with my life. I just not want to be there. Then after a couple of days, I called her. I said, no, I talked to my family. So I'm going to say if I'm here today, there's her guidance. She moved me from my personal life to go to the politician. Thank you, Barbara, and thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'd also like to thank Barbara for all of her service. Thinking back to when I was on the elementary board and the early days of CAST and the not so fun times when Paul was on the planning commission and Barbara was up here and we were trying to figure out how we were going to put a school out on the new development out east, and we made it through. So thank you for your hard work and working through the not so fun times.
Thank you once again, Barbara Payne. We appreciate everything you did for the city. Okay, next is everyone's favorite, public comment. Madam Clerk, is there any public comment?
We have one. Do you want me?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Okay. Under Government Code Section 54954.3, members of the public may address the city council on non-agenda items. The public comment section is for the city council to receive comments. Except for brief responses to questions, no discussion or action may be taken on any item that is not listed on the agenda. Please limit comments to a maximum of 5 minutes. Consistent with the city council procedural guidelines, the mayor reserves the right to shorten the time limit for speakers to ensure the efficient and timely completion of all city business on the agenda. We have one public comment. Gail?
Thank you, City Council, for allowing me to come up here. I'm here at great risk of my own to speak in front of you guys, but I just want you guys to know that I live at Galt Place, and there is a lot of things wrong over there, and we haven't had hot water, since March, not a lot of hot water, service, and it's still like that now. And there's black mold that these men that came out, they just took down the old sheetrock and put new up there, and there's still shower water from the tenant above splashing into the parking garage. So, and my car got its gas siphoned, and so did other people in the building, because our back gate gets stuck open and people come in there in the middle of the night. So I gave you guys photos of what I think is wrong there, but I just hope somebody could do something about it, because we don't deserve to have to live that way, So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Gail, so thank you for the photos. My fellow council members are and will be viewing those. Send those around, and then if we could, I'd like the police chief to have them. Then if you don't mind, I would like the city manager to have them when all's said and done, so that it could assist him in the process.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Is no more public comment?
No more.
Thank you. E is reports by city council members on regional boards, commissions, and committees. Vice Mayor Sandhu.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. On September 14, I did attend Sacramento Transportation Authority meeting. There was a lot of items was on a consent calendar. The only thing my concern was, I think, bringing back to the city, because back in 2022 there was a citizen initiative, a major transportation want to pass it, but it failed the last time. And for last 6 months, we were trying to see if that measure can come back in 2024. As a board, we did recommend for the survey. I'm gonna with everybody share the survey. And the last meeting, the survey was come back on this one is 42% only favor. So, and then there was the reason on the survey, because the main problem, every citizen have a homelessness. That's a 57%. And the crime and drug rate go up, that's why citizen focus on 14%. Affordable housing, 9%. And down the road, I was looking, traffic congestion is even 0%. So as this time, according to the survey, most of Sacramento County citizens, they are more concerned on these things, like in homeless, crime, and affordable housing, and the cost of living and inflation, instead of focus on traffic congestion and public transportation. So there is only supporting 42%. In order to pass that measure, we need 2/3. So we don't vote for yet, but we did a very long discussion, all the board member, and I believe it can be coming very soon. And that's my personal. I don't think so. I'm going to vote for to bring that measure, that many, lower number in order to lose money. We're not going to win in 2024. So, but his vote is not here. But I just let my citizen know. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Mr. Pompano.
I haven't had any commissioner committee meetings per se since the last meeting. As it relates to the cast, we did have the fentanyl awareness on the 12th over at McCaffrey. It was an excellent presentation, very informative. The people that were there were very interactive with the presenters. It's unfortunate that the turnout was really disappointing, actually. It's pretty small. Rich Lozano and I were there, and some members of the cast committee and just a handful of the public. But they did say that the student presentation at McCaffrey was well received and well attended. And I will have a special meeting of the Cable Television Commission tomorrow, which I will report back on at the next meeting I'm at.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Lozano.
Yeah, I only had one meeting. I chaired the SACOG Land Use and Natural Resources meeting on the 7th. We had several items on the agenda. One of note is we had SACOG put in for a federal grant, and it's going to impact Green Means Go type projects, and where they Green Means Go, meaning green infill projects where we can get people housed and near transit corridors and things like that. And so that I guess the focus of this grant program from the federal government is those projects that are in green zones where they overlap into high needs communities of underserved communities. And so we have a few, and we are one of 11, I think, cities or jurisdictions that are going to be eligible. So I'm sure our staff is going to continue to work closely with the SACOG staff on getting an opportunity to put in for some of these projects. So that was the main item. The other item had to do with a presentation from Placer County, where they are developing have some development projects in the county up in the Auburn area. There are some mixed use, so housing over retail. Think of like Galt Place situation. Also some additional commercial and light industrial areas in this development in this area. The interesting thing is they're moving forward on it, but this was a plan that was started in 1994 and kind of went dormant. And so now they're bringing it back again to kind of focus on getting people out of cars, putting jobs and housing where they need to be, and on central corridors. This one's up Highway 49 in that area. So that was pretty interesting. And then lastly, I'll be attending the Cal City's annual conference beginning tomorrow. And I've had several meetings on the resolutions committee that I'm a part of in the delegate committee for the annual conference. So no resolutions have come forward yet, but we anticipate there could be some beginning tomorrow and into Thursday. So I'll report back out on that at the next meeting. And that's all I have.
Thank you, sir. I attended the Youth Commission meeting. All the new positions were elected. And I guess the simplest thing to say, since it was mostly about elections, is that the chair being more organized and more focused made a huge difference in the attitudes of the youth. They were actually far more energized by the end of the meeting than the beginning, as opposed to many of ours. On the 26th, I'll be attending the Homeless Commission meeting, and I'm looking forward to that, actually. So next is F, Information and Consent Calendar. It is recommended that items 1 through 7 be acted on simultaneously unless separate discussion and/or action is requested by council member. Is there any by the council? None. Madam Clerk, is there any public comment on this item?
No public comment.
Thank you. So 1, receive file warrants for period ending September 11th, 2023. 2, minutes of the regular meeting of September 5th, 2023 with corrections. 3, reassessment district number 2015-1 closeout. 4, accounts receivable write-off report for uncollected accounts for fiscal year 2022-23. Public educational governmental fee funding. 6, contacts for on-call planning and environmental consulting services. And 7, IT infrastructure replacement upgrades. Do I have a motion?
Move.
Moved by the Vice Mayor,
Second.
seconded by Councilman Lozano. May I have a roll call vote, please?
Vice Mayor Sandu.
Aye.
Councilmember Papineau.
Aye.
Councilmember Lozano.
Aye.
Mayor Vandenberg.
Aye, motion passes 4-0. Thank you, everyone. Scheduled matters of public hearing. Subject, public hearing amending the fiscal year 2023-24 fee schedule. Report by Mr. Hines.
I'm going to turn the matter over to our Finance Director, Matt Boring.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This is a pretty straightforward item. The item presented tonight is proposed amendment to the fiscal year 2023-24 master fee schedule. The original fee schedule was approved with the fiscal year 23-24 midterm budget on May 16th, 2023. And after City Council approved the fee schedule, the Cosumnes Community Services District updated their fees. So as part of the city's fee schedule, we collect some impact fees for CCSD and then remit them to them. So that triggered us to revise our schedule. So that's the majority of the changes. Staff also went through and found a couple formula errors in there, so we updated that. So it impacted, the clerk's office had a few fee changes. The majority of it was in the community development department, and that includes the CCSD impact fees. And then Public Works had a few minor changes. The city manager approved a temporary fee schedule once we identified the correct amounts. So far to date, all of the fees that have been charged to customers have been the correct fees. So we're just bringing the item to council now to formally adopt the policy.
Is that all, sir?
That's it. I'm happy to answer any questions you have.
Thank you. With that, I open public. With that, I open the public hearing to receive comment. Does any council member have questions or public comment? None. Madam Clerk, is there any public comment on this item?
No public comment.
With no comment, I close the public hearing and ask for a motion. Sorry. Adopt a resolution to approve the updated FY 2023-24 fee schedule for public services. I so move? Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Lozano. May I have a roll call vote, please?
Vice Mayor Sandu.
Aye.
Councilmember Papineau.
Aye.
Councilmember Lozano.
Aye.
Mayor Vandenberg.
Aye, motion passes 4-0. Regular calendar, Public Works Department, subject, approval of consultant contract amendment for the wastewater treatment plant influence channel upgrades design with Next Gen CIP number 52OC. Mr. Sellings.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This item is basically to consider approval of an amendment to a contract that the City Public Works Department entered recently for a project to upgrade our influent channel at the wastewater treatment plant and what we call the headworks. And with that introduction, I'm going to turn it over to our Deputy Director, Mr. John Griffin, to provide some additional information, after which he and I will both be available to answer any questions. Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and council members. The item before you tonight, as Mike mentioned, is to authorize a contract amendment for improvements to a headwork structure at our wastewater plant. Just a little background, the purpose of a headwork structure is to screen out all the solid waste before, so that it does not enter our waste stream, makes the plant operate more efficiently. The headwork structure has 2 separate bar screens. The bar screen that we're going to replace is more than 30 years old. So prior to starting this project, the operations team researched a number of alternatives and selected a bar screen to move forward with. And what that does is that allowed the design effort to, and also helped us reduce costs, help things to move quickly and reduce costs. So as we sat down with the engineering team and really kicked off the project, we took a step back and looked at the big picture, recognizing that we would have to isolate the headworks. We looked at what other needs would we want to tackle at this time that would be a simpler project now and save money versus having an emergency repair later. So we identified a couple items, and those would be replacing the existing isolation gates with new automatic gates, and then with that channel being 30 years old, repairing any corrosion damage to the concrete structure. Along with that, we looked at some safety improvements, and those would be including adding catwalks and some additional lighting at the headwork structure itself. So with that, those would be changes to the scope of work for this project. So that's the reason this amendment here is before you. And in addition to that, this amendment also adds bid phase support services, and then the action will authorize a project contingency. So as Mike said, with that, we're here for any additional questions.
Thank you. Is there any questions from the council? Mr. Lozano.
Yeah, just one quick question. We were just recently out there for a tour. Is this the first kind of stop that we went to that have the 2 big pipes coming out of the ground?
Yep. You've got the big structures that probably stick up 8-10 feet that are angled at a probably 30 to 40 degree angle from that large concrete structure, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, the staff report, thankfully, that we went out there for a tour, and hopefully the city will do that again. It made a lot of sense, having seen the whole facility, what you were talking about. My only thought is there anything in particular that maybe the public might be interested in, if maybe just the date of the next tour?
Would probably align with Public Works Week next year, which I believe is the middle of May.
Yeah, typically it's about the 3rd week in May. I mean, if there's interest, certainly, I mean, we could do something, probably in the next couple of months even before the weather turns. Again, if there's a group of folks that are interested, we'd be more than happy to show them around, so.
Thank you, sir. Is there any public comment on this item?
No public comment.
Thank you. So with that, I'd be looking for adopt a resolution to authorizing the city manager to execute Amendment 1 to the agreement to design services with Next Gen Utility Management in the amount of $60,267. 2, authorizing contingency of $13,000. And 3, authorizing Public Works Director to execute a contract amending with Next Gen with approval contingencies CEQA exempt 15301C. Do I have a motion?
Move.
Moved by the Vice Mayor, seconded by the Mayor. May I have a roll call vote, please?
Vice Mayor Sandu.
Aye.
Councilmember Papineau.
Aye.
Councilmember Lozano.
Aye.
Mayor Vandenberg.
Aye. Motion passes 4-0. Next is communications.
None this evening.
J is communications city clerk's report. I imagine there's nothing as well.
Nothing.
Communications by staff.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I wanted to circle around to Barbara Payne again. Barbara, I didn't get a chance to tell you how much our first conversation meant to me, and I wanted to tell you that publicly. I just celebrated anniversary number 3, so 3 years here in Galt as of August 31st. When I came in back in COVID year 2020, I met with the council, of course. I met with the staff, of course, and you were the first citizen meeting I had. And everything you told me in that meeting pretty much came to fruition. So thank you for your clairvoyancy. But also helping me understand the fabric of Galt and who we are here. Because I felt like that gave me a head start in understanding the constituency that I now have to serve as city manager. So I just wanted to take a moment and tell you thank you, because I really appreciated that time. And over there at Cafe Latte, and I remember it. I remember it well. But thank you so much, because I left that meeting, yeah, I think I understand my marching orders now. And thanks so much. I just wanted to tell you that. So, Mr. Mayor, I wanted to speak on the comments regarding Galt Place. A little while ago, probably a couple of weeks ago, I asked Community Development Director Craig Hoffman and TJ Godati, our Code Enforcement Officer, to give me an update on the periodic visits that TJ makes to Galt Place. And so he sent me a memo, and I wanted to read this memo into the record. The past 3 months, I've started regular monthly site visits at the senior complex with property management, and we do a site walk. The site walk goals: identify and verify any complaints that the city can legally address based on building and code violations. Number 2, if any violations are located, work with property management to achieve compliance. Some past examples of that have been some rodent issues we dealt with in 2022 and some roof issues that we dealt with in 2023. Number 3, review any calls we get from tenants, maintain confidentiality, of course, and present the complaint to management so it is addressed. Number 4, we want to educate property management and the tenants on what can be addressed as a city, but also be a partner in assisting them in addressing the issue. Even if it's not a city responsibility, we still want to help to create open lines of communication. Number 5, continue to work with property management and tenants to create a safe, clean, and well-maintained senior complex. So TJ Godati, again, who works with Director Hoffman, makes monthly visits to Galt Place, and so I am very interested in getting those pictures that were passed out earlier so I can pass those on to TJ so he can follow up with a visit to our folks down at 4th and D. And as far as other staff comments, we are oddly quiet tonight. Chief, was there? Oh, sorry. And Chief, did you have any? No, I have no. Okay, great. All right, looks like it's Director Selling tonight.
Hi, thank you, Lorenzo. Just a couple of quick things. You may hear our street sweeper in efforts, to start prepping for cleaning the streets ahead of the storm season. Basically what we're doing where we can't get in with the street sweeper, we're giving notices to property owners to trim up trees. Technically it's 8 feet above the sidewalk and 14 feet above the roadway. So I know, and we've gotten some calls back about what's this about, and people concerned, are they going to get fined, or what kind of penalties or whatnot they might experience. It's really just a courtesy notice. If they can get their trees trimmed up and stuff, then we can get in there with the sweeper and clean that up. And then just along that, with the storm season approaching, probably in the next month or so, for folks to just try to get your leaves and other debris and whatnot up and away, and that'll be appreciated and help all of us when the rains do come. So the other thing I wanted to make the council aware of is a big milestone was reached recently. C Street project improvements is out for bids right now, and that bid closes, I believe it's the 26th of October. So, okay. So a little over a month, we'll be receiving bids, and then I would expect probably the second meeting in November, possibly the first meeting in December, we'll be coming to council for awarding that construction contract. So anyway, just a quick update on C Street. So thank you very much.
And Director Selling, would you mind giving just a quick update on the repairs on, I believe, A Street coming up?
Yes, A Street, so the contractor there at the Guard Dog Storage is to be paving in the next couple of days, actually. So there will be some disruptions to traffic. I would recommend people detour around it, primarily during the day tomorrow through Friday, potentially. They are hoping to be done by Thursday, but Friday for sure. And of course, our concern there is with the Old Galt Festival coming up this weekend. We want to definitely have that done and ready to go, so there's no disruption to that event. So I think that's what you might have been looking for.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Mr. Mayor, we'd like to conclude by just reminding everyone we're going to have our fourth and possibly final cannabis forum here tomorrow night, starting at 6 p.m., and I'm looking forward to it. We started with a smaller group, and we have slowly worked ourselves up to, I think we had 34 people at the last meeting, and so I figured it might be fruitful for us to move it here. So we'll do that tomorrow night, and I'll be reporting out to council about the results of those forums sometime during the month of October. I've also started forming my Blue Ribbon Citizens Committee for getting opinions on cannabis retail here in the city as well. So a lot of efforts moving forward on that front. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now is comments by city council members and agenda items. Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First of all, I'd like to thank you, staff, their hard work, their clear reports. I also like to thank you for the public comment. And I also like to thank you, every citizen coming this meeting. And again, I also like to thank you, Barbara Payne. She's joining us tonight. I did join couple events. I attended Galt Police Department swearing and promotion ceremony. Congratulations, everybody. Thank you for your service. And I also attend the Farm to Fork dinner this weekend. It was a great evening. Thank you to FFA and all the sponsors. The student did a great job. And that's all, Mayor.
Thank you. Mr. Pompano.
I don't have anything tonight.
Thank you. Councilman Lozano.
Yeah, thank you again, Barbara, for joining us. It's sure a treat, and I'm sorry I wasn't able to get out to the garden today, and some stuff came up. I attended the police department swearing-in also. Congratulations to Sergeant Hanson and Dispatch Supervisor Sotelo on their promotions, and then also welcoming Officer Steele, Austin Steele, or Steele 2.0, on his appointment, and welcome to the department. Went to the skate park design community input meeting on the 11th, and that was pretty well attended. I thought there was some good input and in chatting with folks. So, and then, as Councilmember Papineau said, the fentanyl awareness presentation at McCaffrey was a good presentation, and they are also looking for any other organizations that they can present to, or schools, and so they're working on that. I can't remember how many she said that they had visited this year already, but it was quite a few throughout the region. So thank Annette Kunze from the Teen Center for putting that together, and also a big thank you to Lois Yant from the school district for hosting at the school. And then lastly, we had a pretty small turnout on the 13th. For the Business Crime Community Forum. Vice Mayor and I were there, and but it was really well done. I want to thank the chief and staff for putting those together, and certainly the city manager for leading that effort. And that is all I have. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. For myself, I promise I'm not trying to set a world's record, even though I feel like I'm rather rushed this evening. Barbara, I was remiss in wishing you the best from Mr. Sean Farmer. He is up to his neck ×2 preparing for the Old Galt Festival, so he had many hours of labor still to go, and so I'm pretty sure he feels like he's chasing his tail at this point, and hopefully he'll find it. Thank you, Gail, for speaking in public comment about Galt Place. And City Manager, I also like to thank you for reading that memo into the record. It's frustrating for us to hear these complaints, and we just can't go out and snatch the problem away because we're required by law to follow certain procedures, and they always take longer than we like. As everybody knows, government generally takes longer than everybody likes. It doesn't make it any better, but believe me, we are supportive of what the police and the city manager's efforts are trying to resolve this. They are trying to do the best they are doing the best they can. It's just not going as fast as I would like, and I imagine yourself as well. So I watched the end of the meeting, and I wanted to thank the police chief for being a stand-up person when things were brought into question, and you addressed it directly and took charge of it. I really appreciate that. When people make public comments or ourselves make comments, it's often out of frustration, and we shouldn't take offense to it as often as it can easily be offensive. We shouldn't take offense to it necessarily and try and find resolutions for people's good intentions. So I appreciate everybody's effort in that area. I also attended the skate park, what do you call it? Presentation, public forum. It was really good to see the skateboarders out there, not just not just someone like me that skateboarded in 1983. So and they had some good input. It was good to see the skate park is quite cleaned out, and I think I took a picture, and all there is one rail, and that's about it. So I'm looking forward to what that will bring. Thank you for the update on the C Street and finally seeing a pickleball court in Galt. I hope the people play the bejeebies out of it. And the final thing I would like to say is that if you have your granddaughter paint your fingernails, pick the color, because she'll pick humor over practicality. So, and I promised her I'd keep it on, so I'm living up to my promises. So with that, I would like to end the meeting at 7:43 p.m. Thank you.